jury in the Border Patrol serial killer trial is getting an inside look at the arrest of John David Ortiz. He's charged with the murders of 4 women in Laredo, Texas, near the border with Mexico back in 2018. The defendant faces life without parole if he's convicted. Although Texas is a death state, the district attorney in this case will not be seeking the death penalty at the request of the victims' families. Let's go back into court now for more testimony from Trooper John Henry Bradshaw. They've queued up that video of the arrest, or the attempted arrest, of the defendant. Let's go in and watch.
That's a strip right there. He walked inside.
He walked inside?
Yeah.
3845. I'm with Bradshaw. Making contact.
All right, 10-4, bro.
What is it?
Put your hands up! Turn around! Turn around! Turn around! Turn around!
Whose voice is that?
That's my voice.
What did you just say?
I asked him to put his hands in the air and to turn around.
And you're screaming these commands.
Yes, sir.
Hands up, turn around.
Yeah.
What's he doing at this moment?
Kind of shocked, I would say, at the time, and just kind of like fidgeting.
Okay.
Stop right there. Stop. 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 Is this your truck? Is this your truck? Okay. All right. Turn around. Turn around.
Get on your knees!
Turn around. I'll explain to you right now. Turn around. Okay. Okay. I'm going to explain to you. Okay, Bradshaw, I'm going to do the talking.
Okay. Whose voice is that?
That's Trooper will be gone.
Okay. What is the response that Ortiz says?
What was that?
Did you hear Ortiz's response?
Eventually he said, I don't know what's going on. I believe he says I'm scared or something like that.
Rewind it and play it one more time. I want you to listen
Yeah.
to his response. Can we open it another player, because this format is not responding. Take a second.
Yes, reply.
Put your hands up! Turn around! Turn around! Turn around! Turn around!
Stop right there. Stop. 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 Is this your truck? Is this your truck? Okay. All right. Turn around. Turn around.
Get on your knees!
Turn around. I'll explain to you right now. Turn around. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna explain to you. Okay, Bradshaw, I'm gonna do the talking. All right, sir. We got a positive ID with some. This truck right here is matching with the potential, with the murders that's been happening within the past 2 weeks. We want to do an interview. We want to do some questioning. We just need for you to cooperate with us, okay? All right, fine. Make my way. Just turn around and make my way this way, okay? Turn around. Just turn around. Turn around, please. Turn around. Hey, 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 hey.
Where are you in relation to Obregon right now?
I'm in front of him.
You're in front of him already?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and Ortiz has taken off on foot?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, what's happening right here?
So we're making our final turn onto San Bernardo, and I see Juan David Ortiz quite distant ahead of me, and then he'll finally make this left turn to that abandoned property garage platform area.
Is that you in the front with a light on your?
On my rifle, yes.
You have a light on your rifle,
Yes, sir.
and it's on.
Yes.
Okay, keep going.
Look out. Where's he at?
Radio.
Oh, got it. You don't have it either?
Ready? We have to go.
Okay. Bro, I got it.
You're good.
No, bro. You went inside here. He's in here.
Obregon's pointing his flashlight at that fence, right? Thinking
Yes, sir.
he's gone into that abandoned property,
Yes, sir.
and you were already thinking of going up that ramp.
Yes. We were indecisive at that moment.
Okay.
Being these both scenarios, what do you all decide to do?
I make the call to block off that block, and we quarantine. We surround that area with local PD until we can clear both areas.
What law enforcement agencies responded? Was it Laredo PD or Webb County Sheriff's?
It was Laredo PD, Webb County Sheriff's Office, DPS, and then eventually the Texas Rangers.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey, wait.
That's the abandoned property you're making
Yes, sir.
reference to? Okay. It looks like it's unkept with tall grass and.
Yeah, and as we knew at the time, it was unlivable. Initially, it was pretty dry, and then I would say before we made entry, it started to rain.
Started to rain that evening?
Yes.
We got him, bro. Yeah, he's right here. He's in here, bro.
Well, Obregon's convinced he's in that property.
Yes.
He's in here, bro. Yeah. He's in here, bro. He's in here. We don't know. That's where we lost him when he did the corner. He cut in, so he's gonna be on this right here, on this section right here. We need a unit on that side, bro. Yeah, they're sending that guy.
Hey, my shotgun is back in my truck. You want it?
No, I'm good with this one, bro.
Ready? Where's the last place you saw him?
Right here, on this corner right here, that's where we stopped.
Oh, wait, he made it all the way up, so he's got to be in the...
10-4, this is what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to stay right here. I'm going to go up top. I'm going to take top cover. 10-4?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Somebody lock that area right.
David Ortiz! Come out! State police!
What's up?
Check that door to your right. Hey, I want to go out that fence.
That's Trooper Lyons.
Trooper Lyons?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Let's stay at the fence, guys.
David Ortiz! Come out!
Yeah, I'm good. Cover me. I want to see something.
Good.
He's got to be, bro. He could have made it all the way over there.
No way through. Got anything in that gap right there?
No, nothing, bro.
10-4.
Okay. In the interest of time and economy here, how long is this search take place to cover and secure and clear all these areas?
I would say about 2.5 hours.
Okay. So in two and a half hours, you're clearing, you're securing, doing all this. Eventually, does it lead to the apprehension?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
All right, we're going to get a break in here, and when we come back, we will watch the apprehension, presumably back after this.
In 2018, a killer walked the streets of Laredo, Texas.
He took advantage of the vulnerability of this community.
I mean, there was a lot of fear.
Former Border Patrol agent Juan David Ortiz.
Accused of killing 4 women.
Ortiz carried out these murders in a cold and callous way.
Now he faces a jury and life in prison if convicted.
The Border Patrol serial killer trial. Live coverage today on Court TV.
Welcome back. We've been watching testimony in the trial for David Ortiz. He's accused of going on a killing spree in 2018, murdering 4 women along the Texas border. When we took a break, they were fast-forwarding the 2-hour video to the point where they were about to make the arrest. Let's go in live.
What is your understanding or impression as far as of him being armed at this time?
We still believe he's armed and dangerous.
Okay.
Let me get up.
What's going on here? What are we seeing?
So the lead group is clearing the vast majority of the parking garage, and SWAT commander took the last personnel and asked if he can clear all these little cracks in between these cars just to make sure he wasn't hiding underneath or behind a car.
So you're looking in between, underneath, and around cars and any cracks? That
Yes, sir. Okay.
Where are we at this point in time?
We're on the 4th floor, about to clear it.
Just the top floor? Do you recall?
Don't recollect if it's top floor or not, but I believe it's the 4th floor.
Okay. Is that the truck?
Yes, that's the truck we ended up finding Juan David Ortiz laying in the bed of.
I may approach him.
The witness, yes.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 22. This is fairly inaccurately depict the image on that day?
Yes, sir.
And that's the way you saw it on that day?
Yes.
No objections, Your Honor, to number 22.
You're offering it?
I'm offering it.
State's Exhibit 22 is admitted into evidence.
No further questions for this witness. Basil.
Trooper Obregon, good.
Trooper Bradshaw.
I'm sorry. Yes, Bradshaw. You testified at the last suppression hearing, right?
Yes, I have.
Okay. And in the video, you heard, I think Obregon asked Mr. Ortiz, is this your pickup?
Yes.
Okay. And Mr. Ortiz answered, yeah.
Yes.
He took ownership, possession. He asserted his interest in the pickup, correct?
Yes.
He didn't abandon it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he didn't say, no, that's not my truck, right? He didn't say that.
I would characterize it differently.
I'm asking you, did he say, no, that's not my truck?
No, he did not.
Okay. And aside from the things that we saw in the video right now, what other, we know it continues, this video.
Yes.
And what participation other than what we saw in the video did you take? Did you go back to the truck?
I did not.
Okay. Well, tell me what you did after this.
So after this, we were able to get him in handcuffs.